Here we go. And we are live. Welcome to another Old World Fanatics Hobby Hour live stream to all our thousands of listeners out there. Bit of a change today. I think, Andrew, you're only popping in for a little bit and then heading out.
Yeah, just popped in to say hi. So sorry, I know everybody was, eagerly awaiting Andrew for the full hour, but no. After I have a look at a house, I've been house hunting and one's just popped up. And I mean, I got to do it, guys.
Around here, you got to go when it's up, eh? They're just so.
Yeah. But
pretty rare.
I've got 10 minutes and I've still got plenty of dwarves to pull off bases. I'm running out of 25 mils too, so I got to order some more.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, they were the oh no, these are plain bases, and you're putting the New Zealand stuff on them, eh?
Yeah, but I've still got heaps to rebase. Like I got dwarves. I've got maybe 130, 140.
Oof. Yeah,
which is a lot for dwarves. But yeah, maybe halfway through rebasing. That's just pulling off bases, and then maybe a third of the way through
putting them back on new ones. Yeah. This is just before I get into my hobby. This is what I was doing this morning. Friggin' car got a punctured tire.
Ooh.
And it's almost a brand new tire, and now I'm having to get all tires because apparently I don't know. I'm probably getting screwed here, but apparently with the Range Rovers, probably should put an all-wheel drive. You should make sure they're all the same because of all the tire management system on them. So I don't know. So I'm buying 40 tires. I don't know.
Nah, I think they got to be the same profile and all that. That is correct. I think back to front, they try and keep them the same.
That's what I said to him. I said, I'm happy. Maybe I should just get two back ones. The front ones are obviously worn out a little more than the front. So then the back, and it is the back. And I'm like, anyway, I just got new ones. So, but it's 2 days away. So now I'm driving around on an emergency one on the back, which I'm just like, bloody hell.
Oh, a little space saver. Well, where's the puncture?
You can't see because it's dead flat there. Oh, hang on. I may have had.
Is it in the sidewall or is it in the?
I think it is. Yes. Where was it? Hang on. Is this going to work? Why is that not turning?
Because if it's in the tread, they just repair it. They've got like a rubber sealant.
It is. I think it's that.
Yeah. I could fix that for you.
I don't know. Should I do that?
You can. I'd ring up somewhere else and just say, can I have a puncture repaired? Because they pull it out. You can't repair a sidewall, 100%. Yeah. But with that, they pull it out, and they've got a little machine that scuffs it up. It's not a machine; it's like a little filey thing, and then they basically put in a rubber with an adhesive, and then that glues to it.
Out something. I wonder if I should. Maybe I'll ring around today because it's 2 days away, and I didn't have to pay anything for the other one. So
yeah, it should cost you like $50. $50 at the most. Not even that, like $30.
Pretty good idea. I was wondering about it, and I was like, I think the tires are probably new on the they're not new. They're probably the same tires on the car that were new.
Yeah,
so they're probably getting that way, but they're not. The backs look pretty good. Anyway.
Yeah, I'd ring around for sure, and just say what tires you got to the guy because low profile tires. I don't know if there are special rules for that, but all my tires with punctures like that, I've taken them and they just do the tire repair. So old mate could be trying to sell you $2,000 plus worth of tires.
Having said that, I could probably ring him back and also ask him about that because they've done obviously I'm a repeat customer. He didn't ask me to puncture, but yeah.
Nah, it's a bit.
Anyway. Hopefully Josh will be here in a minute. I am gonna kick into my skeletons, I think.
Nice.
And or maybe this one troll that I did start. I was just playing around with different contrast colors on him. So, and this gloom, Nighthorn gloom, it's very light. Like you do one coat and it's not doesn't cover, which is okay because I'm going to do washing and all that. But I just, not sure about that color. But anyway.
When are you going to make an announcement? Are you still thinking about that idea you had before?
Oh yeah, I might. Yeah, if people are obviously like to talk about in the pod, but in some of these live streams. But I mean, for those who are listening back, 'cause I don't know how many we've got a few watching, but no one's actually commented. So let us know, listeners, if you're actually here watching. Throw some comments up there. Yeah, with Castle Assault, I was thinking to get the listeners and the patrons to help build a list, so it's not just me trying to be too compy. A bit of fun. Yeah, maybe like do a session where we build a Tomb King list, do one that do a Troll Horde list, one that we do an Orc and Goblin list, and then I don't know, do a vote or something. Okay, well, that's the list I'm going to take and try and. Obviously, over time, you might still fiddle around with it, but sort of might be pretty cool.
You know, you don't want
I
anything too ridiculous.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a fun time. So I was trying to think of, hey, sexy, how you going, man? Booyakash. How do you even say that? Booyakasha. I was thinking, so I was trying to work out what are the stipulations, and I'm like, okay, well, one idea I was going to do anyway was like the rule of 2 almost, where I was like, I want this really easy to play, so I want to duplicate as much as possible. So therefore, and obviously you can't do everything, but you know, so if you pick a monster, then you might take 2 of those guys, and if you've got a type of unit, you'll take 2 of them, and just to basically, it's a dumb idea probably, but just to keep it symmetrical, but also then I'll have to think about half the things in the army because they're all the same.
100%. Agree, 100%.
And with that, it's the same sort of idea of, okay, well, technically it's got to be an easy army to play under the influence. So he's like, push it forward and can't be too like, you know, this has to be here and you got to make sure this is over here. And like, you know, if it's too complicated, it's just not going to work at Castle. That's it. Not for me anyway.
Yeah. We don't condone drinking here in excess, but I will be also drinking in excess.
Right.
Hopefully, I just got to get my wife to come pick me up. That's the problem, because if I'm driving, I can't get on it, which will be unfortunate.
Yeah, well, I guess it's not too far from. Nah, it just depends what time of night. Hey, that's the thing.
Yeah, it does get quite late.
Move back to your place, but then you got to come in the morning as well, I guess.
Yeah. I might even see if I could stay in town somewhere. In Beaumont Street, maybe.
Oh yeah. Well, there is the option. I mean, depending on what happens at my, like I was saying to Josh, like maybe.
Oh, we got Josh.
Oh, is he cool? Maybe you know, if my wife does do her girls' weekend, she was talking about, just happened to land on that same weekend. I was like, well, okay, well, maybe some people can stay over or on that Saturday night, or like share an Uber back, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey,
you're probably in a similar boat.
Oh, hey guys.
What's going on?
Yeah, I'll Uber back. Although actually, last time I went back, my wife was out with some friends in Beaumont Street, so I just went and hung out, and then I can't remember the drove, got a lift back. Yeah. Went down to the exchange. How are you going?
Good. I've got little Cavaliers. I really want to play with me right now.
Yeah. Dog.
Sorry, Josh. I don't know if you saw the message. I got a home open. I got to look at. Well, it's a private viewing. So I got a house. I got to scoot in like 3 minutes.
Oh, right.
So I'm glad you're on. Yeah.
Me rambling by myself.
Yeah.
Make these dogs chase things. Yeah, no, there's at least 2 of us doing it.
Yeah.
Maze.
So the other thing before we go, Andrew, like we could look at getting this one of these paint racks potentially if you wanted one.
Yeah, I'm keen. Is that old mate was doing a? Did he contact you, or is that something you found?
No, I contacted him like about a month ago, and he was busy, and then I was busy, and then finally yeah. I think it was my Facebook or something, and I was like, oh, they're cool. They're a little bit like the back to basics ones and stuff. So, and then we can give them a review, and
yeah. No, they look really good. I was happy to purchase that for sure. I was thinking I need to count my paints. That's the only thing, because
with these ones, you tell them when you order it how much.
Yeah, between the Vallejo and the G-Dub. Yeah, it was mainly between the MIDI and the Max. I'd probably just go the Maxi anyway.
Right. Yeah.
All right, this is going to be my last guy. I'm going to have to duck off.
Okay. Yeah, Craven 35K said, "What's your recipe for arming 40 Black Orcs?" I love this 40 Black Orcs. That's so 8. Love it. 20 great weapons, 10 with shields, and 10 with 2 hand weapons be a good choice. Yeah, I mean, probably. And I guess then it comes down to how. Okay, my dog's going to bark in a minute because the delivery person just can't. Always happens. Doesn't bark all day. Until I press go live. What was I going to say? So what's the rules with the Motley Crew? So when you're taking saves in combat, it's half the fighting. It's the majority of the fighting rank.
Majority, yeah.
When you're getting shot at, it's the whole unit, I think. Is that right? I think it's different between being shot at versus...
yeah, I've only been in combat with Motley Crew, and yeah, that was the majority. Something you'd have to look at.
I mean, to me, it feels like it's probably what he's suggesting, because I would rather have more great weapons hanging around with just the odd double-handed, two-hand weapons. And the only reason I've shields is to put up some of them in the front rank, so you can get maybe a 3-up save in combat.
Yeah, nah, that is. I think that's looking good. I'd be looking at the same. I reckon. Great.
Are people really going to be shooting at the Black Orcs? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's only one more pip of save, and the plate's pretty good. Just giving them a 4-up base. That's decent.
Yeah.
All right, I'm out, guys.
Righto.
No worries, mate. Good luck with it.
that was short. All right, cheers.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
No,
Yeah.
I just came and say hi. All right, ciao.
So, Josh, I was saying just before that I had to change. I got a flat tire this morning in my car. It's annoying when I was about to drive my kids. Then I was driving out and I was like, "Oh, the computer's telling me that I have no air pressure in my back right tire." And then I get out. And then the neighbour walking across the road just as I was trying to drive out. And as soon as I got out, I went, "Yeah, flat tire." And she's like, "Yeah, you've got a flat tire." Yeah. Then Andrew just might have saved me money. He reckons I can get it patched, whereas I got it quoted to get all new tires. So I'm like, maybe I'll do a bit of ringing around the servo before I commit to spending money.
Yeah, you might be able to get a small enough hole, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you actually have a spare in that car, or is it a?
Yeah, it is, and I put it on and everything, but I always, because I don't change tires a lot, I'm like, I hope I put it on right. Like you drive around, you're like envisioning
the whole thing coming off. Yeah, that'd be a shame.
I'm not going to drive it much, but yeah, I might ring around. Actually, that's a good point. Yeah, and then I was just looking.
Sorry,
was last week's pod got to the part where Josh talking about the low leadership on the Goblins. Don't they get a bonus leadership? Okay, yeah. So people got confused with this sexy. He's talking about 6th edition. That was a 6th edition game.
I forgot to really actually say, because I think I'm just so used to just talking about Slowgrow that it's 6th ed. Yeah, that was the 6th ed game. I mean, there was also a clue that I was playing Cult Slanesh in that game as well, which does not exist in the old world. But yeah.
A couple of people mentioned that. So we know the rules. It just we missed that one. We probably should have. Yeah, all good.
Yeah.
Thanks for the comment.
Poor guy. He would have been a lot better off in the old world, I think.
Yeah.
Playing 6th ed with that army, because they got no leadership. The highest leadership 6, which is absolutely mental.
Yeah, it's a good rule, isn't it, for old world, like for those type of armies. So
it is. I don't know. There's a certain level that you go, if everything's becoming very reliable, then those rules become Hey.
Yeah, I'm not driving on my flat. I've got the emergency one on, so it's all good. The annoying thing is, I bought this as you do. You buy, I did buy. I mean, I haven't really told, but it's not that big a deal. But we bought a Range Rover, so it's like, it's supposed to be the luxury, but then everyone rips them off that they're unreliable. And yes, now I've had a flat tire and I've had to take it in for a rear lock thing that played up. And I'm just like, got a lemon.
Oh my god.
Yeah, just like 3 months. But yeah, and as a result, and I guess that's the other thing. As a result, I'm like, I don't want a cheap tire on. I'd rather have all the nice tires because I spent money on the car. But then, hey, if I can get it patched, I'll get it patched. But
Yeah, I think you should. If you can get a patch, absolutely.
Did you get your one all sorted? Your electric one? Have you got it? Or just ordered it?
Yeah. I had it.
I
just had it ceramic coated this weekend. Oh man.
Right.
Never bothered to do anything like that before.
Yeah.
It's such a nice car to drive.
So second coming to CA24 list plus Fanatics, painting 33 Night Goblins. Nice. Did you just do them normal black, or is there anything special you did with them? Who knows? Really do. So yeah. So Josh, did you see my idea about the streams with my list?
No, not really. What was the What was it? Because
so I think what I'm going to do.
Vote on it or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I want to do is start some streams. Plus, I'll see if the patrons want to. Like, I'll work out when to do it. I don't know exactly when, but so I want to crowdsource my list for CA instead of just coming up with one. And I'll just and I'll put some stipulations. Black slap chop, love it. Yeah. I'll put some conditions that I want in the list, just either models that I want or theme. But then I reckon I'll do like a stream or two, depending on how easy it is to actually do this, because I have no idea. Like, you probably do one list on a stream and then you think about it later and go, But yeah, it'll be either. I think I'll do 3 lists. I'll do a Tomb King list. I guess it could be one of the other Tomb King, like Armies of Infamy as well. But ultimately, either a Troll Horde, Tomb Kings, or Orc and Goblins. Just straight general, like what's called the normal one, Grand Army. And then vote on it. So like between the 3, do a vote.
Which army type first you're going to vote on?
I don't know. Maybe we'll do the lists first, like just different lists, funny lists, and then once they're done, then do another vote to say, okay, out of these 3 lists, which one should I play at Castle? And then obviously out of that, I might have to actually do some modeling to get them done, because there'll be some stuff that I don't have, and then play that and see what happens.
And play that. That'd be hilarious. But now's the time to do it. You've got time enough to paint it now if you want to.
Yeah, and I think the only bad one would be Orcs and Goblins, because I feel like I'd want to get a lot of the newer stuff and not just rebase some of my older stuff. So that would probably be the worst one to do in terms of work required. Maybe, I don't know. Might not be. But yeah, I don't know. I just thought that might be just a fun and interactive thing, because I overly don't care what I take. I just want it easy to use on the day,
Yeah, something like Troll Horde probably would be quite fun to play.
Yeah, I think it would. I just be interested to see how competitive it is. I don't know. Not that I overly care.
Yeah. True. Right. I'm gonna look at my colour for this.
I don't know. Whoever's listening, what do you guys? Awesome. Hang on, let me just check. We've got some pics of the. Oh yeah, I'll bring this up. Hang on. Can I do this? Stop sharing this. Which StreamYard allowed you just to go change your screen share instead of stop, start? Like, it's annoying. We have some pictures when you're changing screen shares, like you got to stop sharing the screen and then start sharing.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
We used to have a thing where you just switched which screen you're looking at. So this is Sexies or Jim's Night Goblins that he just finished, or Castle.
Oh, this is the one he just said.
This is Castle. I'm assuming when you say CA24, is that Castle? I'm assuming so.
It's got to be, surely.
This junk bits. I love the idea of a Troll Horde. They seem like they'll be fun and be absolutely terrible.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. I love it.
These are good. So these
are cool. I love the colouring. I love the base style. And
and you put some Fanatics in there. They're just unit fiddle Fanatics, I'm assuming. Or because they're supposed to be in rounds, is that right? Or I guess the castles are awesome. Cool.
Yeah,
are you going to take netters, or are they just you've just painted them up? Because I feel like I've always wanted to take netters, but then I never do. They're the first things I take out of the list.
I feel like netters have a place, don't they?
Yeah, they do, especially when you're supporting. Because like, is it -1 strength, isn't it? That's what it used to be.
Oh, I don't know anymore. I know in 6
if you're a supporting
if you
unit,
hit them,
you
you lose an attack.
Oh, was it? Okay.
In 6 it was.
Oh, okay. Maybe it is.
I don't know about 8th or the Old World. Right.
So, because I'm starting to batch paint these ones, I'm trying to work out what color. Like I use gold, and usually what I do with my Tomb Kings, I'll do things gold, and then those little trim and triangles I'll then paint over. I'll wash the gold, and then I'll go my red and blue over the top of that. But then there's other places where you're putting the blue or the red not even near the gold. So then I'm trying to work out, do I do the color first, then gold, and then come back with the color? Or is there a way that I can not have to do any going back? So I'm playing around with some different ideas when I'm painting these guys. Because when I get through 60, you obviously don't want to be switching paints back and forth too much. But
no, yeah, you want to be able to do it in a way that you're not, having to go back and redo stuff. Yeah, that many. 60. Oh my god.
What is it? Yeah, taking net is cool. Yeah. Oh, okay. He didn't realize the Fanatics are supposed to be on round. Today I learned. Yeah. I think they're literally, literally the only thing left in Old World that's not on squares. I think someone said.
Does it actually say they're supposed to be on rounds in the book, or is it just something that's unspoken?
Imagine that if they weren't, everyone. Oh well, I mean, I've seen them in their pictures and they're on rounds, but I don't think there's anything else that's on rounds. Pretty sure.
Yeah, I don't think so. Nothing else I can think of. They've always been the exception to the rule.
Yeah. I need to get some of those new ones. They look cool though. I like that. When I say they're not, are they? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I can use my old ones for that Orc army. My retro heavy metal. Oh, not heavy metal. Old Hammer Orc army.
It does specify round bases apparently.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Makes sense.
What's the other one there? What's the other comment about the nomadic war?
Somehow nomadic war and characters from Orcs and Goblin, like the Arcane General, were banned on a few tournaments.
Oh. What? Oh, you mean just that
points one next month, but nothing was said. Yeah. Oh.
Wow, really? But that's interesting. If that's is that just that army of infamy, not the troll horde?
Sounds like it.
That is.
Which tournament was that? Craven.
Yeah, that is. And then when you say and characters, so
like special characters, I assume. Is it like the Gobbo one, the wolf that lets everyone?
Yeah, we got that
guy. Back and stuff. Maybe him.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty crazy if you're just randomly comping out certain Arcane journalists, but not all.
Oh, wow.
It's either
in Poland and one in UK.
Oh.
I think that's, I don't know. I'm starting to get a little bit annoyed here that I don't know why fantasy has been the edition where we refuse to play special characters and things. You know what I mean? It's like you're losing some of the character of the game just because you think it's, I don't know. I know in the past imbalanced, but they're going to balance stuff more, I think, than they ever have, even though it still won't be 100%. But
yeah, special characters especially get shafted. I'm surprised that the whole nomadic wild list is getting comped out though.
Yeah.
That's a bit unusual, bit unprecedented. Like, I was actually thinking the Trolls was better than the Nomadic Wild list, I thought, to some
I did
extent.
initially, but then I'm not. Yeah, I don't really know much about. I think the Troll thing might be. It depends what you go. Like the list I flipped through together really didn't end up having that. Like it's 2 giants and 2 units of trolls, and I feel like it doesn't have a lot of combat static res anywhere. So I'm like, oh, I wonder how it will eventually go. I'm not sure, but
well, yeah, it never does. But then static combat res, how important is that in the old world?
Yeah.
It's super resilient list though. Is that with that rerollable regen?
Yeah. So, do you know what? Have you looked through the Castle Assault scenario changes? Because I didn't really look at that yet. I'll go. I thought we might do that more in Kendall.
Not in depth. I just sort of briefly sort of looked over them, and it's like he's essentially added bonus points for completing certain things that would normally be worth victory points anyway. So
because there was like table quarters and stuff, wasn't there? For one of them.
Yeah, the table quarters, and like with the breaking your enemy one, you get more points for breaking essentially. But that still goes for 6 turns.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. There's just bonuses on top of what you normally would get victory points for. So there's not really any like really unusual things going on. But yeah, interestingly, he has gone for the same structure that we did at CanCon, which was your victory points plus and up to 5 bonus points. Although he's gone 15 and 5 rather than 20 and 5. So I'm liking that's becoming more and more common in the scene.
Yeah.
Because that started at ShyCon, I think, a few years ago.
Yeah, because what it used to a lot of the time just change your battle points, sort of, didn't it? And then move that 20-0 around. Is that what it used to do?
Pretty much. Yeah. Which meant that if you got really badly beaten 20-0, that it would still just be 20-0.
Yeah.
If you got beaten bad enough.
I think the stupidity balances out troll lists. Yeah, totally. Okay, what's this? I just sent my castle slot list on building and painting towards. I've had actually just fucking yeah, that's good. Well, not that you're gonna fuck neck. I don't like that, but it's nice when you're getting back into the painting after you haven't got to do it.
Yeah. So I'm getting a lower back stiffness as well sometimes if I hunched over the painting desk too much. So there is a certain amount of core strength you need to be able to do this hobby, right? It's not just completely setting.
Yeah, I'm not sure how. I can bring up your list, but the annoying thing is you can see half my chat there, but I don't think there's anything too scary. So I'll. You know how you can see people's comments? I can't just share the one chat. I don't think. We can have a look at it. Yeah, I'll put my paintbrush down first. I'm going to end up spilling something.
I don't think the Nomadic Wireless is especially like that powerful. Like, I mean, it can hit quite hard, but there's not a huge amount of static res. It doesn't have a lot of. It's got speed, but not a huge amount of maneuverability. It's not that resilient. I don't think it's that scary. I mean, yes, they got the special character, like all the wolf guys go. Have a huge unit they can deploy behind, but that's probably the only real trick it has. And I think if it's got him in there, that becomes quite competitive. But if you just take out that one special character, it actually becomes not a very threatening list, in my opinion. Certainly not worth comping the whole thing out. Like, what the heck?
Yeah, it just seems really weird picking that already.
Especially without having been in a tournament. Yeah, like no one's really taken it to a tournament. And it's just like on the concept of it. Yeah. So
I've got his Jim's list, if you want to just run through it quickly while I'm painting. So this is his Night Goblin one. We've got a War Boss on foot with the one-hit wonder, the Fungus Wine, the Trollhide Trousers. What does the Fungus Wine do? I can't remember. So let us know that. I just can't remember. Then we got Big Boss, Standard Bearer, Charmed Shield, and a Fungus Wine. So that's fine what they are. couple of Night Goblin big bosses on Cave Squigs, exactly the same, is it? Cab Spear with the Charm Shield.
Yep, both Charm
And
Shield.
a level 4 Goblin Odd Knob Giant Wolf. Oh, I like that. Talisman of Protection, Wild Magic, Lore Familiar, the Thinking Orcs at. Yeah, cool. I like that guy. That's heaps mobile, 360. Unless you're going to throw in, maybe you're in some wolves. I don't know. But yeah, very mobile. It's pretty cool. Immune to Sight.
Wolves?
What was that?
Would you?
Then here they all are. Three units of 30 Night Golems, Thrusting Spears, Shields, Netters, 3 Fanatics. Yeah. Love it. Full command. Yeah. So that's a lot of Night Golems to paint. I like it.
That's more Night Golems than you got to paint Skellies.
Yeah. 5 Goblin Wolf Mob, Spears reserve move, 5 Goblin Wolf Rider mobs with short bows, feigned flight, and reserve move. Yeah, cool. Okay, I like that. 10 Night Goblin Squid. Does the Odd Knob go in like the feigned flight one, or does he run around himself or like near them? Because are these guys all skirmish? They are usually. Well, they open
can be. I think they're either open order or skirmish, right?
So you just hang around with them. 10 Night Goblin Squig Hopper mobs. 10 Night. Yeah, I like it. 2 Night Goblin Squig Hopper, 2 Manglers, 1 Doom Diver. Yeah, I like it. Yeah,
it's a fun list. I like that.
Yeah. It's not overly complex. Like, yeah, you're going to be able to play this. But man, yeah. So you'll have 9 Fanatics flying out. Plus these Squig Hoppers getting in the way and Mangler Squigs.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that looks good.
And it's got some nice big blocks. Very 6th if I do say myself.
Yeah. That's good. In the wolves with those, yeah, right. I picked up the Odd Knob combo from Mountain Minis. Okay, cool. Okay. Well, when I get my
will you be running it in the unit or just by himself? I imagine you put it by himself, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'd say you're just hanging around next to them, I would imagine.
Yeah.
You're still getting that protection, but you don't have to be there, is that right? Because you're the same unit type and everything.
Yeah, exactly. Which I think is a good way to do it.
Damage. Yeah. Having fun putting people's comments up on the thing. Send me a good comment, I'll put it on.
Did you put it up there?
You can put people's comments on the screen if you want to highlight some. Yeah, that's exactly right. That's so powerful. So the reserve move, you shoot something and then you go back out of their range, move up. Everyone's thinking about
yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah. Especially if you've got what's the wugs?
That's a good idea.
The Gork, like for the magic vortexes, because they have to be within range of your wizard to dispel it at their wizardry dispel. So you can throw feet around or foot around and then just get out of their 10-inch move, basically. That's pretty good. Oh, okay. So you need to go in the unit to get the reserve. That's from the FAQ where the majority of it get reserve move. Yeah, cool. Makes sense. It sucks. I wish I could do that with my Tomb Kings, but the Tomb King, or the horse mount for characters is heavy cab. And so it can't go in the unit of horse archers that have reserve move. So annoying. I don't know how you could ever say the Tomb King's horses are heavy cab, even the ones with spears.
Right, so he's got no other option. He's got no light have sort of mount option. Is that what you're saying?
Hang around by yourself. If you put him on a horse, he's got to be by himself. Oh, sorry, he doesn't. He can go in a unit of heavy cab, but you'll never see them on the table.
Yeah, but that's not. Yeah, it's not what you want. It's not giving you a reserve move.
Cool. That's a good idea, though. I'll get some games in hopefully. And so, where are you, Jim? Are you around Newcastle, or are you just travel? Addictive Glare, that's a good one. Yeah, put a Gork plan in his law for me to pick the spells in edge. Yeah. I think we'll see a few Orcs and Goblins at Castle. I think they're a good army.
Yeah.
I mean, and realistically, they're like the Legacy army in the sense that most of the figures are really good because you get them out of AOS if you really want to. If you're playing those strong Night Goblin, Black Orc, Mangler sort of lists.
Do you think we'll see any frenzied Orc lists or savage Orc lists?
Well, I'm pretty sure Bucket will bring one.
Do you think?
Yeah. The only issue is like you can't get much. You can only get. Is it two? Because it's only 2 units of savages and 2 units of their savage ball boys. Is it per 1,000? Like it's like 0.1 per 1,000 for each of those unit types.
Yeah, so you would have to take 2 reasonably chunky blocks of the boys, and then those. But then you can also take the frenzied chariots and a few characters, and you can sort of fill out 2,000 points.
Yeah, you could fill it out. Yeah.
Maybe a giant or a spider or something in there.
Oh, nice, cool. From the Epic Glory Days, excellent. So he's from Canberra. Cool. I'm going to try and get to. Do you know, Jim? If Ben, what's his name? Is it Halliday? Is he with the Belcon? Has that been Belcon at the end of June? Has that been like opened up yet, or decided what it's going to be? Because I know it's only 16 places, but that was the only tournament that I was like, I might be able to get to that before Castle. So last weekend of June. But if there's only 16 places, and I think they already said they take preference to Canberra guys, which is fair enough. I'm like, I'd have to get in fast.
Yeah, it might not be worth the journey.
Is
it 2-dayer?
I thought so. I think it was, actually. I'll have to check back because Ben said he was still working on it, so it wasn't listed anywhere yet. But Joel will have a few. Yeah, I think they might have even announced another one, and then it was on a time I couldn't do. My weekends are quite busy for the next 8 weeks. So I've got a couple of spares, but that's about the big one that's spare the last weekend of June. So I'm like, hopefully something's on. Yeah. The latest voting on our next focus faction, Josh.
Yes.
It's now sitting at 27% Bretonians.
27.
So
18%. What? 18%.
Skaven and Wood Elves.
Skaven and Wood Elves. Oh, what happened to the Tomb Kings? I thought you were saying Tomb Kings were.
No, that was through YouTube. Actually, there might be a couple more YouTube votes, but I haven't added them in. But Tomb Kings are they're not even, the patrons don't want to hear about Tomb Kings, so that's fair enough.
So it's
they want to know about Bretonians.
Better really get around to doing that then.
Yeah, well, it's just a matter of scheduling it with you. I mean, it's going to be a little bit because you're going to be away as well, so that's okay.
Yeah, it'll probably have to be after that, I'd say.
Yeah.
I'll try to get back next week.
So you're away all next week till when?
From this Saturday to next Sunday, I think. Yeah. Yeah, so a decent period.
Actually, I need to put another blue on this. This has not gone on enough. What contrast paints have you been using for blues, Josh? Have you got any good? So basically, let me back up. All these controls, right? I'm doing the stereotypical color scheme in the sense that I want to have like a bluish gray with a dark blue scales or whatever, and then maybe, and then lighten up the belly and the underparts with a bluey gray, and that goes out to almost I've got sort of these colors, like sort of blend up the color on the stomach. I mean, anyway, so I grabbed so I grabbed this guy, Nighthorn's Gloom, for a contrast paint to throw that down over the whole thing first, but it's very watery. It's very light, which is fine. I just need to either do multiple coats or whatever. But then I was like, I wonder what other options there are in that blue range, because I've got Space Wolf's Grey, but I don't know. I'll have to shake that one better. It might be a bit too dark.
Too grey. So you want a pale blue?
Yeah, probably. I've got Griff Charger Grey as well, which is quite lighter as well. So it maybe some type of blend might work better. And I was thinking this Leviathan blue for the actual scales, because it's dark. That's the one I used on the house roofs.
That's a pretty intense blue one, that one. Blue
so I might use that on the back, like on this bit.
Oh
yeah. I think I'm just going to have to use a combination of layers and everything to do the
skin. I think so, yeah. I think, honestly, yeah, you're probably better off doing that,
Yeah.
Just putting that contrast on and then adjusting the tone to what you want, using layer paints after that and just mixing it. Because unfortunately, it's very hard to pick the right color based off a contrast unless you've like really fiddled with it a lot.
Yeah. Well, that's why I've sort of just all my figures when I do that, like I just pick one and I just throw different colors of contrast on different ones to work out how it goes on. Because that's the other thing. Some just go on really dark and some are really like pale, and like it's just, you sort of need to test it out and then go, right, now I know what I'm doing.
You do. And by the time you've done like 4 or 5 different tests, you probably spent more time doing that than you actually would have if you just did it with layer paints.
No. Yeah.
Which means unless you've got to do like a proper production line and it's worth putting in the effort, or you just know your contrast paint tones really well. Sometimes I just put down the contrast. I go, that's sort of what I want, close enough, but then I just make the best of it and just layer it after that.
Yeah.
Getting to the tone that I want.
I'm having that struggle with my 40k orcs, right? Because I really like this Mantis Warrior green for the skin tone. It's white, it goes straight on as long as you've got a really nice light zenithal. Goes on in one go, and then I use some Kislev flesh and Ogren flesh to sort of Ogren camo, whatever, to sort of lighten up around the lips. It works really well. But then you go, oh, hang on, that's because I've been painting orc boys. But when you start thinking about painting these guys, which are all black, it's like, you're not going to do that. I might as well paint the whole thing black. But then I'm like, okay, well, do I then paint the skin white and then use contrast? Like, it's almost like defeating the purpose of contrast. I might as well just do the old school orc skin colors. But then it's a bit frustrating. So I'm like, don't know. Because, I mean, that much black, you might as well just go on the old school way, just what I used to use and just blacken, bit of dry brushing and edge highlighting, and I don't know.
As in black primer first, you mean, rather than white?
Yeah. Just don't even do a zenithal, just full black primer and just go up from there.
I could never do that.
Oh, you can't?
I don't know how you paint from black. I found it much easier to go down from white or down from a zenithal.
I can't paint on white. I've only just started to get better at it because of contrast, but it just drives me out the wall. Although I do like the zenithal. Like, it's a very thick zenithal. Like, it's not really a zenithal, but it does leave the black underneath a little bit, and I found that is for some reason I can do that.
Interesting.
Right, so even on something like that black armor, you would go up from the white, so then you could use the contrast paints. How does contrast go through the airbrush? It's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, it works beautifully. It hardly clogs. It's very thin. It's not really using it as a contrast, though. You're just using it as a paint, pretty much. But it works nicely.
Yeah.
Do you see a big difference between the 40k community and the fantasy community? I've never really been involved in the 40k, so it's
that's the thing. I mean, only through I don't know. I probably shouldn't. I can't speak because I don't know. The only thing around here is, there's a very highly competitive 40k scene, but I wouldn't say it's bad. That's just what it is. It's a competitive scene. And then admittedly there was another group of guys that were starting out, and I was thinking about using that as a way to get in and play. And they just I still might, but I'm just not ready because I haven't got my figures done. But I don't know, just listening to their chat, they were just younger. I'll put it that way. They're just a bit younger. And so like, when they got to arrange a game, I was like, hey, this, you got to do. And I was like, well, I'm not ready yet. I don't know. Like, I don't, I don't know. It's very intense. I'll put it that way. And I'm just like, we're just not intense. We're just like, yeah, if you can make it, make it. If you can't. Like, it's not a big deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it was just more the age gap than anything.
Yeah, there is an age gap, isn't there?
Like when I listen to 40k podcast tournament ones, and it seems very like the community and the guys that they talk about, I'm like, yeah, I could easily be part of that. They seem like there's a lot of etiquette around how do they play, and I think it's gone. There used to have a bad stigma. I think it's improved, at least from my anecdotal listening evidence, which is not much. I mean, it's a bigger game, isn't it? So at the end of the day, you're still going to run into more idiots. Game. There's just more people playing it. So
yeah, I've never played it. Gotta say.
Yeah.
I don't know. For some reason, sci-fi stuff never really sort of attracted me.
So there was an interesting thing, and I was thinking about this for our podcast, but I don't know what it means because we're not doing 40k. Yeah. But I did open up my old Gomo's Itchy Nuisance one because I might put my 40k paintings on there. But anyway, I don't know if you've listened to the latest. Does anyone listen to Jugs, the podcast, which is just new? It's if you know, it's funny because you think Jugs and they do. It's a bit of a double entendre. They do joke about that, but it's like Rob from The Honest Wargamer and Peachy, and then I think it's Rob. Like, what's her name? I can't remember her name. Is it? Suggs. She's like they're all ex Games Workshop. They used to in the community team and TV team and stuff. Anyway, so they've started one called Jugs. It's really good. But they were talking about the 40k effect. They call it. Yeah, Louise, that's it. Yeah. And they were saying like because none of them really do a lot of 40k content. I think Suggs does, or Louise, but she like basically they said you can do all these videos and then you do another video and just put a Space Marine on the cover or whatever, and suddenly it's just like boom. It's just the views and the reach is just through the roof. So they were like talking about the ethics of like, for example, Peachy was doing some video on painting. If it was Guard or it was even not even that, it was like some sci-fi thing, and he still put like a Space Marine. Like talked about how you could do the same coloring on a Space Marine. And he put that in the video thumbnail, so therefore it took off, and it still took off, even though it wasn't really.
Oh my god!
And I'm just like, oh, that's just interesting to know. And I'm like, I've got to try this. I was like, I won't try it on the Old World Fanatics one, but it would be very funny to, do a few painting tutorials of like Orcs with 40k and then see how much they rank, even though you've got no viewership compared to like Old World Fanatics. Just be interesting.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, for sure. You're saying you paint up the Orcs, but somehow manage to squeeze a Space Marine onto your thumbnail?
Well, it's not just Space Marines. It is anything 40k
or just
related,
40K.
but obviously also with Space Marines. But yes, yeah. But yeah, you could like have a battle scene or like a couple like a Space Marine attacking an Orc or whatever. Yeah, you could do something like that.
Yeah, so I'm saying just have the photo with the Space Marine on it.
Yeah. Just say painting it, not Space Marine. Yeah. Anyway, it's funny.
Do this. So I want. Probably like that. I'm painting little squares.
Yeah, I don't know what else to cover. I think, I'm looking forward to putting some castle lists together. I think it's an interesting idea. So I might think about when to do that and how to stream it. And maybe we can talk about it on the... Oh, you're not here next week. So maybe I can talk about it on the pod next week with Andrew. And
yeah, it's Andrew. Yeah.
Times.
Well, like I said, I'd like to still be on the pod next week if I can manage it.
Oh, yeah, so we can. Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. Craven's asking about the she said, Choice of Paints is now the new Army Painter Fanatic range. It got rid of the Citadels. Completely swapped over.
Ooh, no match.
You found them pretty good, eh? Or I've got the Army Painter speed paints, both the first ones and the second ones, and the OG Army Painter stuff as well as Citadel stuff, which I've always found okay. But I haven't tried the Fanatic gear. I've already bought too many paints. I feel like I don't want to.
Yeah. I
get yet another set. I don't know how much I get from selling them used as well.
Yeah. I have got a Kickstarter of the third wave of Two Thin Coats. But that won't come till like September or July or something. So that'll be my next full batch of different paints. But just to try something different. But I have thought of those because they've been getting some good raps.
The Fanatics.
Yeah. I've seen a few reviews of them. I do like the idea of. I mean, you've got most of these in the dropper bottles anyway, don't you? Like just having less. These Games Workshop ones don't. They don't. Everyone knows what the caps are like, and then obviously they just take up more room. You're like,
well,
maybe I should from them.
But I've done this right. Like these are all my contrasts. I bought dropper bottles off eBay.
Yeah, and you just put them in
contrast is easy to transfer. The layer paints are a lot thicker, so I didn't really bother with layer paints, but the contrast gives it some watery.
Yeah,
it's actually I just use a syringe.
Yeah. Yeah, a heap of people do
half an hour.
Yeah, I probably need to do that at some point. So
it is good. It saves a crap load of space if you can have them on the racks.
My wife just left, and I was just saying she took the dog for a walk, but I wasn't sure. Yeah, well, I've got these racks now, but we've got.
What are those racks you were showing, Andrew?
Yeah, reviewing some racks. I can't remember the exact name, to be honest. I won't say it because I get it wrong. We'll review a different set of racks in the next couple of weeks, and and just have an affiliate. They look pretty good. I found them on Facebook and reached out to them. They're just very similar to the fairly high. They sit up fairly high, so you can fit a lot in, and you can get them mixed between Games Workshop and dropper bottles, and then you can get the optional drawers under them and stuff. So they look pretty good. But yeah, I'll wait till we actually get one in, and I think Andrew's going to keep. He doesn't have them, so he might as well use one. I only just bought the Back to Basics one, so I'm probably not going to replace my racks just yet. But at some point I might if I get.
Yeah, you only just got those, didn't you?
Yeah, so I won't. I don't need them. But, yeah.
Have you found the Back to Basics ones?
Yeah, they're good. It just takes it. Like, it's nothing wrong with the Back to Basics. They just take the Citadel paints take so much room. If these were all dropper bottles, I'd probably fit another third at least, if not more, paints in this area. So that's cool.
Wait, what do you mean? What is your Yeah, we should change the podcast name to Racks.
Big jugs.
It's an important part of the hobby. Gotta be organised.
Old World Fanatic Racks. Well, we had another. I don't know who saw this because I did put it on the page. The patrons would, but I put a thing out this morning saying we are talking to Baron of Dice. They're happy to sponsor the podcast, which they can just do anyway. That's not a problem, type thing. But one of the benefits is you can arrange and get custom dice, and I'm like, that's cool because everyone sort of does that. But then I'm like, our logo and the whole thing is actually quite. You can't just put the logo. The logo is too detailed and stuff to put on a dice.
Yeah, we haven't designed the logo to be Yeah.
So, okay, well, what's the idea?
Almost come up with another logo.
Yeah, your cousin sent an idea about I've sort of thought of that a little bit, like you use OWF in a sort of overlaid type thing. Hey, Matt. But yeah, I don't know. I sort of would like the idea of custom ones, but I have no idea what I would actually, what we could do.
You say my cousin sent in an idea?
I think he did. Isn't he a Patreon?
Oh,
was he your cousin?
He is a Patreon. I didn't think you listened.
Well, he would have got notified about it. Is that
that's Daniel? Yeah.
Josh?
Huh?
Oh, hang on, maybe it's not. Sorry, no, that's Jonathan, isn't it? Sorry, wrong person.
My cousin Daniel. Yeah, okay. Right. I was going to say.
In the net, I pressed the wrong thing. There you go. No, it's Josh Griffiths. Sorry, sent it. That's not your cousin, eh? That's the other guy.
No. Josh is me.
Yeah. No. So anyway, we'll.
What was the idea though? Sorry, I stopped listening to what the actual suggestion was when you said it was my cousin.
Oh, it was like overlaying the OWF in like a Greeky sort of design over the top of each other, so it makes some type of overlaid.
Yeah,
he said
that's actually a good idea.
Doing with some Jesus, some Christian thing. I can't remember what it is, but I have to look the quote again. Which you could do, and that's one thing I did think, somehow use OWF, because we use that internally, don't we?
Icon. Yeah. And yeah, OWF I think would be pretty. That's a pretty obvious shorthand, so I think that would totally work.
Yeah. But anyway, we'll see what other ideas come up, because it's not urgent by any means. It's just
got to get it done by Castle.
Yeah, well, that's true. Could do something like that and actually, give them away and stuff, whatever. Yeah.
Give them away.
I guess we'll have to.
We could each bring them and show them off.
Do a stream there or a episode, or at least some interviews and stuff. We probably should, given it's our local, or at least my local tournament.
During the tournament, you mean? Yeah, we could.
Or at least after, between the.
Because we had big plans for that kind of thing at CanCon.
Just too busy.
But we were too busy. There was just.
I
was certainly too busy. It'd be nice to go to a tournament without having to do anything.
But then last year Fury was doing something too, so you don't want to step on people. They're already recording something. We don't have
yeah.
I'll still go around and do some interviews and stuff.
Yeah, was Fury actually playing though? I feel like
no.
He was just there running a podcast, but he wasn't actually in the tournament. I don't think. Or was he?
I played him. Practice game. He's Skaven, so he might have been.
Oh, maybe he was. Yeah. Unless he dropped out or something.
Yeah. I think there's a question for you there, Josh.
Oh, there is. Yeah. Am I returning or adding to what I have? Well, I am adding, but the fact that most of my existing returning army is based for 6th Ed, I am sort of duplicating some units, or I built some stuff specifically for the Old World, and then sort of base adaptering my other knights and stuff as well. So the pegs, I am actually doing a whole new 2 units for the Old World, because the base size is so different, and the ones I designed for 6th Ed that are on 40s have got their own movement tray and things, and I don't really want to try and rebase that because it's just not going to work very well. So I just thought I'd take the opportunity of doing a whole set of peg knights again. So I've got the peg knights coming, and then I've got a lord on a peg as well. Who's this guy up here? It's a Highlands Adventure print with a 5th Ed Luan. And then I've got some Claymore castings, Bowman coming too. So I've got to paint a whole bunch before Castle Assault.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love the Claymore guys.
The other ones you showed. Oh, did you show them then? You showed them on our pod a couple of weeks ago, eh?
Yeah, I had a little photo of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt said, Troy. Well, Fury played Goblins last year.
Oh, did he? Okay. What do I think? What do I thought he played Skaven? Okay. There you go. Oh yeah, I didn't play him in the tournament, so I'm not sure.
Slowly.
And Matt, are you coming to Newcastle? I wonder how many tickets are sold.
I know. I'd like to know that actually. I'm hoping it'll have a reasonably good turnout.
Yeah,
it's a very popular tournament.
There was a good few people that, the old, like actor and all those guys that were like, they're going to try, but they just don't know the dates. There's a lot of people obviously trying to just make sure they're available.
Yeah.
But I mean, it sounded like heaps of the guys from Sydney were going to come.
Oh wait, he's not sure. He said Matt said, "Oh, wasn't Skaven? You can't remember." So that's really not helping.
I think he blew his grace here.
Maybe you were right. Maybe it was Skaven. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. I just remember I played him first when I was learning to play Sixth again. So
wasn't it like he played 1 or 2 games and then day 2 he dropped out or something, and then that's when he was on the pod? Maybe that's what he did. I'm thinking it was Skaven actually. And some disaster befell his whole army.
That's Skaven.
That says he's probably going to be overseas.
Right.
Damn. Priorities.
Well, in the UK, you can get some games over there. Are you going to Warhammer World?
Do you take your army overseas?
So, I've got another idea that I was thinking, and this is like totally not realistic, but it'd be fun. Is we no Newcastle? It's Old World.
The Old World.
Yeah. Is we do an Old World Fanatics tour of UK and stream the thing to get views and go and play in Warhammer World. It won't cost too much. Just be like,
show our budget.
I know the podcast's currently in the red, but surely we can.
It's the red by like $10 or something.
How fun would that be, though? That would be just awesome.
I mean, that would be amazing. Like, I've never been to the Warhammer World. Like, I've been to the UK, but I've never really done it for a Warhammer thing like that.
Well, I went last year, but Old World wasn't there, and I wasn't with anyone that, I went by myself. My kids came, but they're not into it, so they still found the miniature thing fun. We went through twice. But, yeah, to be able to go with players, and that'll be.
I'll be a tax write-off, Jim said.
Yeah, true. True.
Oh.
It is. You've got to actually make money as well to do the write-off.
To actually write the tax off.
Now, having said that, the expenses of Old World Fanatics go through my company, so technically I could write it off, but still need to.
Is that why it's on the podcast as a tax write-off vehicle?
No, I didn't. But bloody hell, my dog! Can you hear that? Or is that not cutting it? Huh? Can you hear the dog? Can you hear my dog? Oh, good.
No.
Okay.
I think I heard a little bit, but
yeah.
Honestly, though, you probably shouldn't ask me because my profession often requires me to.
Oh, you don't even hear it.
Listen, dog barking. I don't even really notice it.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I do actually write some myself. Well, to be honest, and I didn't think of this initially, but so I started a podcast which I stopped it because this actually went better, and I got a bit burnt out last year from professionally. But it was it was a coding type podcast, which I might pick back up at some point. But anyway, as a result, it was good because I did that, and then all the stuff you buy for it and all that. And I always put computer stuff because I'm a computer guy, so that's what my businesses do. So I can get a lot of that stuff written off, which is cool. And so with the Old World Fanatics, obviously the software we use, all that's the same. So technically, yes, I put it all through the business because I'm like, well, A, we are making money now, and B, it's legitimate. And then, but the cool thing is, the more legitimate it becomes through earning money, the more legitimate it is to claim things like buying figures and stuff because you actually are to. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's actually kind of, you can do it,
Yeah.
So it's just. So on some sense, if you are actually trying to make money out of stuff, which we're not technically, but you never know if it ever got big enough and you're making a little bit of pocket money, you can pay for your hobby. Why not run it through something like that?
Well, yeah, I mean, Miss Junkbits suggests we write off the minis as well.
Yeah.
Just write off the whole hobby.
Yeah. So let's just say the 3D printer is not actually purchased personally. It is coming through the business. So there you go.
When are you getting it?
It just says June-ish.
When does it release? June-ish.
I don't know if there was an exact date. I will need to get some other stuff, like obviously to support it and all that. Like the pres, I'll have to ask. I'll have to just get what you get. I just can't remember what you said. What one it was that you use.
I like the Sri Rasha, but yeah, I mean not Sri Rasha, Siraya. That's a chili sauce.
But it looks like that. Does it sound like that? Does it? Spelt like it?
Well, it's Siraya. So yeah, it's genetically not that different.
Yeah, no, I'll start with that, I think, because I liked what you... I mean, this thing is good having someone like you who knows what to do, so I can just ask you all the questions. So, question is, what will be the first, outside of like test and calibration shit or whatever you have to do, I wonder what I'll print first. Not sure.
I don't know. Oh, Miss Trunks says she loves she loves the campaign tiles I printed, which I appreciate. I like those campaign tiles. They're so pretty. It was funny you guys' reaction when I was showing those photos actually, because I had the first one that was like the photo was like zoomed out and it was just like a big thing of grey. Like you got like a you guys weren't that impressed. And then my next photo was like zoomed in right up onto the tiles. All the details pops up and you're like, what the heck? This stuff is so intricate.
Oh, like painting it. Like I remember I felt like that with the actual 3D prints. And normally, like when you sent them to me, I was like, oh yeah, they look, it's just the color of them. They look a bit cheap, you know what I mean? Like the red, and then you undercoated it and started painting it. And I went, wow, these are like so good quality.
Right. Yeah, the very first
compared
time.
To the great swords, because I did those great sword guys from Highlands. I was like, they're better than the great swords that I have the plastic. I just think that there's more character in them. So
the Highland belts,
we like that, I reckon.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll take contrast really well.
That's what's designed for. I mean, that's the thing with the 3D sculpts is there's a bit of a balance the sculptor has to make between overly sculpting it and making every model really detailed and finessed, but then not making it so it's just a whole lot of work to paint each and every rank and file mini.
Yeah, yes, I'm just laughing at Sexy. You're about to get. Is that demonetized or demonetized?
For being finfluencers.
I don't know if you want to. I don't know if you want to get financial advice with me. So, yeah. Well, I don't know. Yeah, no, you're right, man. That's the thing. I bet you there would be a lot of that struggle, I guess, to try and. Because at the same time,
that's the beauty of the Highlands is that they are relatively minimalists, I guess. They're trying to get that old hammery feel and not make it overly complex to paint.
That's why I'm excited to. Actually, that's one of the things I will do. I don't know for the first, but get some of those dwarfs painted up and printed out, because I feel like when I looked at them, I was like, man, they're just gonna. Dwarves are easy to paint at the best of times, but if the quality's like the other ones you sent me, they'll just paint up so well. Maybe try and get my old mate to play a game or two. We're sitting at 1:43. Wow, we're already smashed past an hour. Maybe I'll get this gold done. I do have a bit of work today, so.
Matt's asking when I'm going to paint the hex tiles, and I don't know yet, Matt. I don't know. I have them on my list to do. I suspect I'm going to be pushing hard to get stuff done for Castle.
Yeah.
And the other thing is I need to work out how to actually construct a map. Like I got them all out, and as I said, I printed one of each, and there was like 120 freaking tiles. It doesn't really work into a cohesive map though. Like I always need to, because the other thing is I was thinking of doing it as like a Borderlands themed map. But then you got to got to think about how to lay these tiles out. Suddenly, I'm like, this could be complex. just getting enough tiles of the different types that I want, so that it sort of forms into a cohesive sort of structure. So I'm probably going to have to go back and print off a bunch of different ones, so that I've got enough tile types.
Yeah. Do you have any water ones you've done as well, or is it all just land? Because the Mighty Empires came with water, didn't it?
I have started printing off some of the coast ones. There's a whole set of ocean ones as well,
right?
And like river mouths and stuff. But yes, I got to 120 tiles, Como, and I still have not got to the coastal bit. It's just mental.
Mm. How much do you think? I mean, you might know, but do you spend on the 3D, like the Patreons and stuff? Like that was just a purchase, or is that a Patreon-y type thing where it's a membership? Like, how does that one work?
That was a Kickstarter, and then it became just buy. So I didn't get it off Kickstarter because I missed the Kickstarter by like 2 years.
Right.
So I bought it straight up. It's quite expensive. I think I spent like $150 on those designs. So yeah, it's if you're buying those stuff, it's not like you're saving money really, unless you're printing lots and lots of them to make it worthwhile. You know what I mean? Rather than buying one for one. But yeah.
I mean, these days, unfortunately, with the way Old World is, it's almost like you need it just to get figures because you can't buy the figures. So it's not really to save money. It's just so if you decide to do another army, you can just print the army off.
Yeah, that's literally how. Or you can print off little bits of tiny things. Little.
That's what I'm excited about, man.
Like elements and that kind of thing that
you
probably wouldn't be able to buy. Like it's the things that you can't buy is what gets me super excited about 3D printing.
Yeah.
Or like mashing together digital stuff and then printing it. Like some of the cultist machines I did, but they're one of a kind because I managed to sort of meld different designs into a helmet stuff.
Yeah, well, that's what I saw Miss Junksbits just said that sculpting an army now by hand.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was meaning to read that out.
Yeah. I see so many things I have to fix. Wow. So is that green stuff, or like is each one just separate?
Yeah, is she just doing it? Right. What do you mean sculpting it by hand? What are you talking about?
Do you do you actually press
that sounds friggin' hectic.
Sorry, Gil, because he's late. Damn kids. That's okay. When I put this up, do people get notified? I guess they do if they've got the bell icon, because I put it up 2 days ago because I thought, if I can get the stream up scheduled earlier, then more people would know it's on.
Does the timing work with this and then the release of the podcast, like just after it? Do you think?
I don't know.
Because we've already recorded it last night. I don't know if it's better.
Yeah, we record the podcast on Mondays, but I have gone to publishing it on a Wednesday. So basically, I've got all day today to edit it and make the YouTube one, which doesn't take long. But what I was doing before was we were finishing recording about 11:30 at night.
Yeah.
And I would get it all out by midnight. So it's just a really late night.
Yeah.
So now I can
that's insane.
Press stop, go to bed, and then just do it today without a rush, and then it goes out. But as a result, we've recorded the podcast. Sometimes we talk about it, and you guys haven't actually listened to it because it's not out yet. Or we talk about the live stream tomorrow, even though by the time you hear it.
On the podcast, we talk about it being tomorrow. It's actually 6 hours after the release. But like Warhammer Risk, I don't know. Like the weird thing with the campaign is that like I want the focus to be the battles more so than what's happening on the map almost. I know it sounds strange if we're going to put a lot of effort into these tiles, but it's like with Mighty Empires and stuff, there's a lot of intricate rules about these armies moving around the board and stuff, where I actually want the focus to be on the map defining the actual scenarios and how the battle plays out more than the strategy of moving around the map as such. Almost, I don't know. It might sound strange.
I think that's going to be way easier with what you're trying to do, where like it's not like you're just 4 mates playing. This is like people you see once a month or whatever at the the House of War stuff. Hey, yeah, so it's just easier.
Yeah, and I want to make it relatively agnostic to people coming and going, and just have a lot of flexibility in terms of attendance.
Do you reckon though one thing that the map can be more used for is, and I don't know, I'm happy to help with it, is it's more like you take photos and store stuff at home, and like, you know, we do some effects and videos of the progress of the campaign and use the map as so it's like not a battle report, but you know, like sort of like that, but on the tiles and what's happening in it, and it's more of a video that goes out once a month for your guide, you know, the participants in the campaign, you know, so you use that more for visuals over what's happening rather than, because what are you going to do with this thing?
To set the context of it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna bring it into House of War every month, like on a big piece of MDF.
Yeah, but I mean, like you could do like some zoom ins and some effects and stuff, and do a YouTube video each month of where the campaign's up to, you know, that sort of stuff.
Say like this battle occurred in this tile, and these two armies clashed here, and you know this was the
so it's more like marketing, you know, rather than the guys just play games, you know.
The NPC Wyvern turned up on this battle, and you know yeah. Oh, we had quite a few comments since we started talking.
Anyway, I don't know. I might have to clock off in a minute because I've got some annoying database stuff to fiddle around with, which would be annoying. But
this junk bitch is sculpting a demon prince out of green stuff and milliput and armature wire from scratch. Wow. That is a level of hobby that don't think I could ever achieve. Yeah. That is beyond anything I could do. Oh gosh.
Blue stuff here. Where was that here? Yeah. I mean, you can stay on.
Yeah, land capture, and whoever wins, whoever gets got the most land. Yeah, that definitely will be the thing. But there's lots of little rules in Mighty Empires about raising tiles and certain tiles producing more resources and stuff, which I think I might still try to incorporate. But yeah, I don't know. It's
you were worried about like someone getting behind too early, and then it's really hard to recover, isn't it? A bit, and then you don't want them losing interest in the campaign.
Well, yeah. So you want something that's either so that the whatever resource it is not going to be something that wins and loses games essentially.
Yeah.
Or it's not that central to the element of the game, I guess. But yeah, it's hard to structure it. When do you have to go?
Yeah, I'll have to go. I'll just finish this blue. But I mean, you can stay on if you want. But it's up to you guys.
I've got to see to these dogs. So I'm very excited when I got home, and I feel bad that I pretty much.
You're off generally. Oh no, well you're off. You're part of not even there at the moment. Are you guys usually off on a Tuesday though, or like it's just you? Like how does that work?
Me?
You guys work at the same place?
No, I always have Tuesday off.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's usually by myself too, so it works well.
Okay. My DBA. No, I'm just I don't know, software developer. I'm running a startup. It went well. I sold that. So now I just do consulting at the moment. I'm just random stuff, but yeah. But yeah, I can do mostly whatever, database, back end, front end, that sort of stuff. Hopefully starting a new one at some point, but is what it is. Techie. Let's say I'm a techie. Cool. Anyway, we might end the stream now, guys and girls. Thanks for, if there is any, I'm not sure how it works, but who's here? But thanks for watching another hobby hour, spending an hour and a bit with us. We'll do this probably. Me and Andrew might be on next Tuesday. Obviously, you won't be. You're overseas, Josh.
Yeah, I won't be able to do this next week for sure. I mean, I actually intend to bring some. I'm going to bring the archers with me next.
And so you can do some hobby overseas.
I'm probably going to do hobby over there. We're probably better stream it.
Cool.
All right.
Guys. Said going old school, which is awesome points for Army Comp, voted by each opponent, but Spotsman voted by each opponent, one-page story. Oh, see, I haven't had that ever. Like, I think that was the thing, and it just disappeared over here. But I know that's really big in the US. That'd be cool. Yeah, like your backstory and yeah. Anyway, but I will have to drop off. So thanks, guys. Watch this back, Gilthos. We had a few things here. You might be able to pipe in with some of my questions I already talked about. So maybe watch the stream afterwards because I'd appreciate Gilthos's input into my army ideas and stuff. But otherwise, we'll talk to you guys next week or our next stream. And podcast coming out tomorrow. So thanks for spending another hour with it. Cheers, guys. Bye.